Okay, so Wernicke's aphasia, in contrast to Broca's, is our kind of primary, what they say, receptive aphasia. That means you're having significant difficulty with the receipt, right, or the comprehension of what is being signed or spoken, or in writing, that's on the page. You're having trouble with comprehending what it is that somebody is trying to, express to you. So Broca's aphasia, again, is our primary expressive aphasia because you have difficulty with the production of speech or sign or writing, while Wernicke's aphasia is our primary kind of receptive aphasia. You have difficulty with the comprehension of what is being signed or spoken or written. So it's a disorder of language comprehension and not production. So again, those with Wernicke's aphasia tend to be very fluent. They have, very fluent speech. The speech can just come right out of them. What they like to say is that if somebody speaks a different language than you do, that you don't understand, and you hear them speaking when they have Wernicke's aphasia, they sound fine. They sound like they're, carrying on quite a conversation. They're going off and, very fluent in what they're saying. But if you actually speak that language, it's like, I answered the door, and then the telephone went over to here, and then my mother, jumped in the oven. I mean, it's bizarre, kinds of content that doesn't have any kind of meaning, and it's very hard to follow along. So fluent but nonsensical speech. Yeah, I put the example I mangled is I called my mother on the television but did not understand the door. Damage to posterior, regions of left superior temporal gyrus. So again, we're talking about, this is kind of a grisly image here, but this is like the temporal lobe here. Remember, there's that big fissure. They call it the lateral fissure here. This is the frontal lobe, the parietal lobe. This region has been damaged here significantly, but this is the top surface area of cortex. That's the gyrus, the superior gyrus in the left temporal lobe, and the posterior portion is back here a little ways. And if you go a little bit further up here, this is actually primary auditory cortex. This is where, hearing information arrives initially in cortex. Remember, it goes through thalamus and then goes to cortex. But, there's a lot of connection between areas that are involved in receiving auditory input and this region that seems to be pretty important for language comprehension. So that's Wernicke's aphasia, our primary receptive aphasia.